I shook the teacher's hand with a steady grip, smile tight, eyes hollow. "Thank you," I said, voice measured. Then I turned and walked out of the classroom without looking back. Behind me, my daughter giggled a bright, careless sound. She called him Dad, not stepdad, not even Michael, just Dad. And me? I had been reduced to my mom's ex, as if I were an outdated appliance she once owned and outgrew. No one in the room caught the shift in my stance. No one noticed the flicker of tension that drew across my jaw, just barely enough to register. It hadn't always been like that. When she was 5, I used to braid her hair each morning before kindergarten. Her mother could never figure it out. But I studied YouTube tutorials late into the night until my fingers memorized the rhythm, until it became a quiet ritual between us. When she lost her first baby tooth, she ran to me with wide eyes and small hands, cradling it like treasure. "I want you to keep it, Daddy," she said. "I still have it tiny, nearly weightless." Unlike the heaviness that followed, Hannah, my ex, left a year after I was laid off. She told me she needed stability. 2 months later, she was dating Michael, an orthodontist, the same man I once shook hands with at her cousin's wedding. He held my gaze just a bit too long back then. Now, I know why. Still, I did what I believed was right. I paid child support without delay. I never missed a school play, a birthday party, a doctor appointment, a single Sunday ice cream run. I stayed present in all the ways that mattered. But that night, sitting in that classroom, I watched her erase me with 4 quiet words. My real dad. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I drove home in silence, sat in the garage with the engine off, hands locked on the steering wheel, and I thought about every time I swallowed my pride to keep peace. Let Michael take the Christmas photo, even though she told me she wanted me there. Let him buy her the bike she picked out with me, the one she pointed at with stars. In her eyes, I watched him stand in my place beside her, wearing smiles he didn't earn. That night I didn't sleep. The next day, I didn't eat. Instead, I scrolled through her summer camp emails, through her braces treatment plan, through her mother's new vacation photos posing in Dubai with Michael, like life was one long, uninterrupted dream. Then I made a phone call to the bank. What Hannah forgot was that the camp was charged to my credit card, that the orthodontist bills still pulled from the joint account I never closed because she once begged me not to, just until things settle. She assumed I'd keep paying, assumed I'd always be there, the fallback. So I stopped, not with anger, not with drama, just silence. I canceled the autopay, closed the joint account, revoked her access, and the college fund I had quietly built for our daughter, I moved it into a locked trust, one she could only access when she turned 18 and only if she asked me. 3 days later, the braces payment bounced. 2 more days, and the summer camp sent a cancellation notice. By Friday, I got a call. I didn't answer. Saturday morning, she showed up at my door, mascara streaking down her cheeks, like cheap ink bleeding on paper left out in the rain. "You canceled everything," she whispered. "No," I said calmly. "I stopped everything." She tried to spin it, called it a glitch, said I was punishing our daughter, said this wasn't about her, that I was being petty. I let her talk. I let her fill the air with excuses, with guilt. Then, when the noise quieted, I spoke. She introduced him as her real dad. So let him pay for her teeth, for her summer, for everything. She blinked, stunned, tried to form words, failed. I stepped forward, voice low, steady. "You made me a backup plan." She made me a stranger, and I made peace with it. But peace doesn't pay bills, does it? The fallout came quickly. Michael called me 2 days later, tried to shame me, said he was just trying to be a good father figure, said he couldn't afford everything. I let him speak. Then I said, "You wanted the title, where the responsibility," and hung up. At school, my daughter noticed. Her friends went to camp. She stayed home. The braces tightened against her gums. Wires poked into her cheeks. No appointment. And then one evening she called. Not her mom. Me. "Daddy," she said, soft, unsure, fragile like porcelain in the dark. She asked if we could talk. Said she missed me. Said she didn't mean what she said that night. I asked her gently, Which part? Calling him your dad, or calling me your mom's ex? Silence. Then a sob, and something inside me cracked just a little but didn't break. We met at the park. The same park where I taught her to ride a bike. She brought with her the old Tooth Fairy box I gave her years ago. Still had it. She opened it. Slowly, the little tooth was still inside. I didn't forget, she said, tears trembling in her eyes. Real tears. I nodded. Didn't smile. Not yet. I needed you to feel what I felt, I said. Not to hurt you. To remind you. She looked down. I'm sorry. I know. The braces were paid. I opened a new account. In my name. Only summer camp. No. Instead I took her hiking. We cooked together. We rebuilt. Not as before. Wiser now. Less forgiving. Hannah tried to smooth it all over. Pretended it was a misunderstanding. But she knew, and I knew, that title real dad, it's not given, it's earned. With time, through pain, through showing up when no one's watching, and when people try to rewrite history for their own comfort. Sometimes the only power you have left is to erase yourself from their script. Let them feel your absence, like a missing tooth. She hasn't called him dad since, not once, and every time. She smiles. The glint of silver from those braces catches the light, a shining reminder of what names cost, and who paid for them.